Hello, my sisters and brothers out there in the world. Today I am going to narrate inspired talks by Swami Vivekananda. And I am confident that if you listen to inspired talks, it is not only going to help you immensely in your life, but also it is going to give you clarity and a peaceful mind, regardless of what is going on in the outside world. By narrating this life changing book to all of you, I too shall learn at the same time as you. So, without further ado, let me start with inspired talks. Tuesday, July 9. Man as Atma is really free. As man, he is bound, changed by every physical condition. As man, he is a machine with an idea of freedom. But this human body is the best, and the human mind the highest mind there is. When a man attains to the Atma state, he can take a body, making it to suit himself. He is above law. This is a statement and must be proved. Each one must prove it for himself. We may satisfy ourselves, but we cannot satisfy another. Raja Yoga is the only science of religion that can be demonstrated, and only what I myself have proved by experience do I teach. The full ripeness of reason is intuition, but intuition cannot antagonize reason. Work purifies the heart, and so leads to Vidya, wisdom. The Buddhists said, doing good to men and to animals were the only works. The Brahmins said that worship and all ceremonials were equally work and purified the mind. Shankara declares that all works, good and bad, are against knowledge. Actions tending to ignorance are sins, not directly but as causes, because they tend to increase tamas and rajas. With sattva only comes wisdom. Virtuous deeds take off the veil from knowledge, and knowledge alone can make us see God. Knowledge can never be created, it can only be discovered, and every man who makes a great discovery is inspired. Only when it is a spiritual truth he brings, we call him a prophet, and when it is on the physical plane, we call him a scientific man, and we attribute more importance to the former, although the source of all truth is one. Shankara says, Brahman is the essence, the reality of all knowledge, and that all manifestations as knower, knowing, and known are mere imaginings in Brahman. Ramanuja attributes consciousness to God. The real monists attribute nothing, not even existence in any meaning that we can attach to it. Ramanuja declares that God is the essence of conscious knowledge. Undifferentiated consciousness, when differentiated, becomes the world. Buddhism, one of the most philosophical religions in the world, spread all through the populace, the common people of India. What a wonderful culture there must have been among the Aryans 2500 years ago to be able to grasp ideas. Now, P.S. I have to mention this since the term Aryan is mentioned. Aryans are not some racial or ethnical group of people. Aryans is a kind of a status quo that any man, woman in the world can achieve. It's a status quo. So I just had to put it in since it's mentioned here. Thank you. And moving on. Buddha was the only great Indian philosopher who would not recognize caste, and not one of his followers remains in India. All the other philosophers pandered more or less to social prejudices, No matter how high they soared, still a bit of the vulture remained in them. As my master used to say, the vulture soars high out of the sight in the sky, but his eye is ever on a bit of carrion on the earth. The ancient Hindus were wonderful scholars, veritable living encyclopedias they were. They said, knowledge in books and money in other people's hands is like no knowledge and no money at all. Shankara was regarded by many as an incarnation of Shiva. Wednesday, July 10. There are 65 million Mohammedans in India, some of them Sufis. The influence of Hinduism upon Mohammedanism in India gave rise to the sect known as Sufis. Sufis identify man with God, and through them this idea came into Europe. They say, I am that truth, but they have an esoteric as well as an exoteric doctrine, although Muhammad himself did not hold it. Hashashin, the name of a military and religious order existing in Syria in the 11th century and notorious for the number of secret murders committed by its members in obedience to the will of their chief. The literal meaning of the word is hashish eater, and was applied to the order because of their habitual use of this special drug to fortify the murderers for their task. Hashashin has become our word assassin because an old sect of Mohammedanism killed non-believers as part of its creed. A pitcher of water has to be present in the Mohammedan worship as a symbol of God filling the universe. The Hindus believe that there will be 10 divine incarnations. 9 have been, and the 10th is still to come. Shankara sometimes resorts to sophistry in order to prove that the ideas in the books go to uphold his philosophy. Buddha was more brave and sincere than any teacher. He said, "Believe no book. The Vedas are all humbug. If they agree with me, so much the better for the books. I am the greatest book. Sacrifice and prayer are useless." Buddha was the first human being to give to the world a complete system of morality. He was good for good's sake. He loved for love's sake. Sankara says, God is to be reasoned on because the Vedas says so. Reason helps inspiration. Books and realized reason or individualized perception both are proofs of God. The Vedas are, according to him, a sort of incarnation of universal knowledge. The proof of God is that he brought forth the Vedas, and the proof of Vedas is that such wonderful books could only have been given out by Brahman. They are the mine of all knowledge, and they have come out of him, as a man breathes out air. Therefore we know that he is infinite in power and knowledge. He may or may not have created the world. That is a trifle. To have produced the Vedas is more important. The world has come to know God through the Vedas. No other way there is. And so universal is this belief held by Shankara in the all-inclusiveness of the Vedas that there is even a Hindu proverb that if a man loses his cow, he goes to look for her in the Vedas. I end this episode here. In the next episode I shall pick up where I left off. Hit the like button if you liked the video, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share this video with your friends and family if you think this video was helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Till then, take care everyone. I wish you all a very peaceful mind. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.